to property receiving, and I've clicked on the property receiving menu, and it shows a list of manifests that have not yet been received into inventory. And on these tabular views, you can sort in one direction or another by clicking on the caption at the header of the column. And you can also filter. Let's say that we want to filter by today's date, for example, then we can filter that way. So these are just ways that you can easily find the manifest you're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and receive this particular one. So I'm going to drill down here by clicking on it, and you'll see that it has all the manifest information at the top and the line item here. There's only one line item on here, but we'll just use this as an example. So the first thing we do is click the edit button at the bottom and choose the date that we're actually receiving it. And we're going to go up here and we're going to type in the quantity that we received. If we receive less or more, then you can do an over-under report at the end of the receiving process. But when we type this in, you'll notice that it establishes the donation unit price, and that's based on this fixed percentage of 15% that is coded into the application. Now we can change that, of course, but if you want to have a specific value that you normally use, then we can do that. Now we can also change the price here. So let's say that we wanted to go to $2.50, then you'll notice that it goes to 16.67%. And let's say that we wanted 18%, then of course it'll go to 270. So it's a bit like a whack-a-mole. Whichever one of these you enter data, it'll adjust the other one. The delivery fee, I'll just put in a delivery fee here just as an example. You don't have to fill this in, but if you do, then you'll notice down below at the left here that it shows the total delivery fee for the line items that have been entered, and of course there's only one here. So so as you added more of delivery fees to more line items, it would increase the total down here. And you can do the obverse, which is, let's say that you have 5 line items, for example, and you have $5, then it checks to see if you want to prorate this across all of the line items, and we'll say yes. There's only one, so it's showing 5 up here. But had there been 5 line items, you would have seen $1 for each one. So it's just a way to manage the delivery fees and keep a track of your costs there. The other thing that we must do here is we must choose a location. We can default to any location we want, but if I just type in, for example, A here, for example, it'll show me all the locations that begin with A, and the more that I type, the more it'll filter. So I can go ahead and select my location very quickly, and then here I'm going to choose the compliance period, and let's say it's just 12 months on these items. And if it's a vehicle, of course, if the information doesn't come from the GSA, maybe you're doing a manual one, then you can enter the VIN and the make and model and so on here. And the usage can either be miles or hours, depending upon whether it's a piece of machinery that's used for a certain number of hours, or whether it's a vehicle that's transported for so many miles. And then finally, we would choose the person who's going to approve this, and we would click on approved, and it reminds me that we're going to actually put the items into inventory now. We're going to insert them into inventory, and then the items have been received successfully into inventory, so we click OK, and now we can print the labels, and we've got 100. If we wanted a label on each one, then we could choose multiple. If we don't choose multiple, it'll only print one label, but if we choose that we want multiples, then it'll give us a label for each one, and you can print those out on Avery labels, or if you have a barcode printer, then you can print to a barcode printer. And if you need to, you can go back here and just check the SF123, which is the original SF123 that the items came from. So that's how you would do your receiving, and then the next item will be looking at property in stock. We'll do that on the next video.